Welcome to Journey to Joy Live, a podcast to promote wellness, resilience, and inspire joy. Be empowered to balance your mental, physical, financial, aspirational, and social health while providing mental health awareness and breaking down the stigma of mental illness in the Black community. I'm your host, Dr. If Joy, and I'm here to help you transform life's challenges into opportunities for joy. Let's begin the journey together. Hey, coming to you on a Wednesday today for episode 126, The Joy of Enough, Finding Peace in What Already Is. As you know, tomorrow is Thanksgiving. And when we think about Thanksgiving, we think of gratitude. And gratitude means being grateful for what you already have, because the opposite of that is thinking you don't have enough and wanting more or needing more. And when you feel like you don't have enough or that you aren't enough and that you need more or that you want more, that puts you in a place of lack, stress, sometimes depression, and certainly anxiety and feeling overwhelmed. So let's talk about how you can have the joy of just having enough and being okay with that. Just finding peace in what you already have and what already is. When it comes to the holidays, we have a tendency to compare and consume a lot. I mean, society has a way of making us want to consume more food. There's more gatherings, more expectations, more decorations, more. And that has a tendency of making us more stressed out too. So with the more consumption and more comparison, we are more stressed out. And we are comparing ourselves by looking at other people's social media and how they are always highlighting what's perfect and the happy points. Thanksgiving tables looking full. Look at this amazing dish I made. Look at these travel plans. And I know I put out there that we went on a cruise. So we had travel plans. We actually just got back today. But people are always highlighting their family moments. And, it's easy to feel like you're not doing enough, especially if you don't have family around the holidays or there's a family member that's lost that you are constantly thinking about and you just don't feel like you have enough. Joy doesn't come from having it all, believe it or not. It comes from honoring what already is. Contentment. It is okay to be content. So this week, instead of asking yourself, what else do I need? Ask, what do I already have that's actually good that you can be at peace with and be content with? Because contentment brings joy, peace brings joy, but that lack of gratefulness or the lack of gratitude brings, what do I need? And you get that pressure to do more, and the pressure to be more comes with stress, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. So there's a cost on our mental health when we feel like we need more and when we're not just focusing on what we already have and that what we have is enough or who we are is enough. Constant striving, constantly trying to get this, constantly trying to get that. It triggers your brain's response to stress. Literally being on the go all the time or trying to figure out, what do I need next? What do I want next? How do I meet up to this standard of society's needs or this social media's needs? If you're always chasing, you're never actually arriving. Think about that. You're always chasing, but you're never actually arriving to where you need to go. It's always trying to get that perfection. Of course, I talked about joy versus perfection, and you can't have both. Comparing, why doesn't my life look like theirs? That just erodes gratitude and breeds a low self-worth when you're not able to think of or be grateful for what you have. And there's always ways to think of, just even thinking about breath in your body and being able to breathe on your own. It's very simple, but it's important to know that that is what's helping you live, is being able to breathe on your own. Some people actually can't breathe on their own. They use a vent. Research shows that gratitude increases dopamine and serotonin. Of course, dopamine and serotonin, that's our feel good neurotransmitters, the transmitters that help us feel happy and calm, less depressed, less anxious, less stressed, less aggressive, more relaxed, more at peace. Those are the neurotransmitters that are increased with antidepressants. The irony of all this is that peace comes not from getting more and more and more and more, but it comes from recognizing enough. I have enough. What I already have is enough and being at peace with that. So, what are some tips for all this? Pause before you scroll. Because a lot of times we start scrolling, we're going to run into something that's going to make us compare. So, before opening social media, just take a deep breath and affirm, I'm grateful for my life as it is today. Maybe you need that preparation because if you don't take that pause, then you're going to run into somebody else's social media and you're going to be like, okay, why don't I have that? Why don't I get this? What is wrong with me? I'm not enough. I'm not doing enough. I don't have enough. But just pausing and saying, I'm grateful for my life today as it is. I'm grateful for my life as it is today. Say that right now. Say that every day. You don't even have to say it right before going on social media. Just say it. It's just great. It just grounds you in contentment before the comparison begins. So important. So important. We need to redefine what enough really is. I mean, sometimes you might think enough is just being like not perfect or not being ambitious. That's what I'm looking for. That being enough is not being like chasing your potential or not being ambitious, but it doesn't have to mean that. I mean, what does it really mean in this season of life? Enough, the word enough is personal. So for some, it could mean financial stability. For others, it could just mean having peace of mind or connection. That saying in Uganda, some people are so poor that all they have is money. Some people are so poor that all they have is money. So inherent in that saying is that enough has nothing to do with money. It has to do with the peace of mind, being connected with others, having family, having love. And those people in Uganda, they were just so grateful to have food and have family. They were growing their own food. Oh, that was so amazing. So what does enough mean to you? It doesn't mean complacency. That's the word I was looking for earlier. It's just clarity. It's knowing what matters and releasing what doesn't matter. What can you control and what can't you control, and just releasing that and not even worrying about it. If you can't control it, why are you worried about it? So when we align our values or ourselves with our values, we naturally find that joy because joy lives in alignment, not achievement. So, with that said, the second thing for you to do is to do a joy inventory. Write down 3 things that you already have. What do you already have? I already have family. I already have my mind. I'm able to think, and I already have joy. Can I be just so simple to say my third thing for my joy inventory is that I have joy despite challenges, despite trauma, despite stress, that I am resilient? I'm so grateful for that. I'm resilient. Life happens. Life be lifing with me, but I am resilient. So write down 3 things you already have. Tangible things, emotional things, financial things, whatever it is that brings you peace. Is it the child's laughter? Is it just as simple as that? Is it your coffee ritual in the morning, your exercise, your health? You're able to go do a run again. Read it out loud whenever you feel that pressure to do more. So when you have that joy inventory, go back through it again and again, especially when you think you don't have enough or that you aren't enough. So, how do we find peace in what already is? We have to shift from external validation to internal grounding. When you are looking for things outwardly to validate who you are or what you have, you're chasing the wrong tail right there. You have to look inwardly for your joy, not look for that happiness from others, but look for that joy from within and from grounding and from meditation because you can do that. Welcome to Journey to Joy Live, a podcast to promote wellness, resilience, and inspire joy. Be empowered to balance your mental, physical, financial, aspirational, and social health while providing mental health awareness and breaking down the stigma of mental illness in the Black. So grounding is being still, whether that is through meditation, engaging your five senses. What do I hear right now? What do I feel? What do I see? What can I taste? What do I smell? Being present in the present moment. Peace grows in stillness. If you're always striving, your soul never gets to excel. Take a pause, slow down. Busyness can actually be a trauma response. I have patients who say that in order to avoid the past, trauma, stress, their negative thinking, they distract themselves just trying to be busy. They distract themselves by being busy. So that is a coping skill to an extent. But what are you covering up? Is it a band-aid for something that actually needs to be healed? Do you need to slow down and learn how to be with your thoughts? Busyness can be a trauma response, a way to avoid sitting with the discomfort or feelings of not being enough. The feelings of not being enough or the feelings of not enough. Do you not have enough or do you feel like you aren't enough? Stillness isn't laziness. It's a sacred space, that zen, that peace that you need. So practice intentional slowing. Slow down. You're going too fast. Even eat slower. I have to slow myself down when I eat because that food is so good and I eat fast and that just makes me want to eat more. So when you actually slow down, it helps your body digest better. Drive slower. What you in a rush for? We always in a rush. Wake up earlier, prepare. Speak slower. Why are you speaking so fast? When you slow your body, your nervous system follows. You fast, your nervous system speeds up. You're more stressed. You get a stress response. Now your body's breaking down mentally and physically. Slow down, the nervous system follows. You'll notice more joy in the small moments and ordinary moments because there are these ordinary moments where it's just like, that flower, that butterfly, the way that pink looks in the sky. Like it sounds dainty, but joy in the little things. Living the joy of enough is important as opposed to the stress of the lack. Gratitude and joy, having that as daily habits and not as just a holiday exception is very important every day of the year. Incorporating joy habits, joy inventory, gratitude. Joy is not in what's added to your life, it's in what you already hold. So, what do you already hold that's joy? Even the darkest moments of your life, there's still glimmers of joy. Where is that joy? Sometimes we take L's as losses when we really could take L's as lessons. Does it really have to be a loss? Can it be an opportunity for growth? Think about that. When you stop measuring yourself against more, what do I need? What's more? You make space for presence, gratitude, connection. Presence is so important because when you're thinking of more, you're thinking about the past and what you don't have, or maybe when you did have more, and you're thinking about the future, what you don't have, and maybe when you will get more, but you're not connected to the present moment. Enough is not a lack of ambition, but it's being able to practice peace. Peace. Don't sleep on the peace. So create a daily gratitude ritual. Being Having gratefulness every day, having a list of things with what you're grateful for is super important, whether it's every morning, every night. Name one enough moment. Especially this week, we always talk about Thanksgiving with gratitude. You should do it every day. But this week, name one enough moment. What do you feel like you have enough of? Something that you didn't have to be big, to be beautiful. Simply having dinner with your family. That's enough. The quiet time before bed. That's enough. I know for some people, the time before bed isn't quiet. It's rustle and bustle. I know for me, I'm just so happy at that quietness because the boys are finally asleep and I finally can have me time. So I'm definitely very grateful for that. Think about what made you smile. Was it a certain text message you received? Was it something that you read, something that you watched, something that made you laugh? What is something small? What is an enough moment that you've had this week, this day, that you are grateful of and gave you joy? So pause before you scroll, do a joy inventory, practice intentional slowing, and create a daily gratitude ritual so that you can be reminded of the little things. Say to yourself, I am enough. I have enough. Today is enough. And consistency retains your brain to rest in the gratitude, not in what's scarce, not in what's lacking. A lack and gratitude are the opposites. The joy of enough isn't about settling, it's about seeing, even if it's not there, seeing and knowing and recognizing what is there. Peace begins when you realize that what's already here is worthy of your gratitude. Thank you for watching today. This has been an Enjoy Life production. If you're in a crisis, don't hesitate. Call, text, or chat 988 for immediate support. Please note, this podcast is for informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional treatment. If you're looking for therapy or medication management through Enjoy Life, visit www.drenjoylife.com to request a consultation. I'm licensed in 12 states. I accept Aetna in Georgia, Florida, and Virginia. Be sure to grab your copy of the Enjoy Note to help you on your wellness journey. Also, check out Inspire Joy for the wife, mom, boss to help you balance it all without losing yourself. Better yet, get the full Joy bundle for just $45. Remember, Journey to Joy Live is every Thursday at 7 p.m. Thank you for joining me, and until next time, may you continue to transform stress into joy.